One of the most compelling strengths is the in-depth analysis of the technical aspects of the Starship booster's performance during the 11th flight. The narrative dives into specifics like the 13-engine landing burn transitioning to a 5-engine configuration, which is presented as a clever data collection strategy for enhancing redundancy and control in future V3 boosters. This level of detail is a standout feature, as it demystifies complex engineering concepts without overwhelming the reader. For instance, explaining how the booster hovers for 6 seconds before splashdown highlights SpaceX's progress toward precise tower catches, turning what could be dry technical jargon into an exciting revelation. This approach educates the audience on why such tests matter, emphasizing fault tolerance, like the intentional engine shutdown in Flight 10, while underscoring the iterative nature of innovation. It's a masterclass in making aerospace engineering accessible, which is particularly valuable in an era where public interest in space travel is surging due to missions like Artemis and private ventures. Another key strength lies in the forward-looking vision that ties the immediate flight data to long-term goals. The content seamlessly transitions from the current booster's hidden surprises to the upgrades in the V3 configuration, such as the increased thrust from 230 to 280 tons per Raptor engine, simplified designs with fewer exposed parts, and structural changes like larger fuel tanks and a T-shaped grid fin layout. These descriptions are not just lists of features. They're contextualized as steps toward full reusability and routine launches. By highlighting how these enhancements address past issues, like better exhaust venting during stage separation, the piece builds a narrative of continuous improvement. This optimism is infectious, reinforcing SpaceX's role as a pioneer in reducing space travel costs and enabling ambitious projects. Moreover, the inclusion of Elon Musk's quotes on Mars colonization adds a philosophical layer, framing Starship not merely as a rocket, but as a tool for securing the future of human consciousness. This elevates the content from a simple recap to a thought-provoking discussion on humanity's multiplanetary future, making it resonate on an emotional level. The content also shines in its broader industry context, which prevents it from feeling like a SpaceX puff piece. By introducing contrasting views, such as former NASA Administrator Bill Nelson's argument that you can't have Mars without the Moon, it acknowledges the debate over exploration priorities. This balance is further enhanced by the spotlight on Tom Mueller and Impulse Space, detailing their moon-focused approach with the Helios kickstage and a new lunar lander capable of delivering up to 3 tons of cargo. The explanation of technical advantages, like avoiding in-space refueling and using proven bipropellant engines, provides a counterpoint to Musk's Mars-centric vision. Enriching the discussion, it positions the Moon as a critical staging ground for resource utilization, such as helium-3, and emphasizes efficiency in transporting materials from lunar gravity wells. This comparative element strengthens the content by showing how different players in the aerospace sector complement each other, fostering a sense of collaborative progress toward a thriving space economy. It's a smart way to educate readers on the interconnectedness of lunar and Martian ambitions, without sidelining SpaceX's achievements. Furthermore, the piece's tone is a notable asset, conversational and witty, as seen in the playful jab at SpaceX for cutting the video before the splashdown explosion. Come on, SpaceX. We all know that thing exploded when it hit the water. This injects personality, making the content more readable and relatable than a sterile report. It humanizes the failures, portraying them as valuable steps towards success, which aligns with the ethos of rapid iteration in tech innovation. By framing even the explosions positively, referencing montages of early Falcon 9 tests, the narrative encourages resilience and learning from setbacks, a message that's universally appealing. In summary, the content's strengths lie in its technical precision, visionary scope, balanced perspectives, and engaging style. These elements combine to create a piece that's not only informative, but also motivational, effectively capturing the excitement of space exploration, while grounding it in real-world engineering challenges. This part alone demonstrates why such content is vital for public engagement in STEM fields, inspiring the next generation of innovators. Diving into the controversies of this content is like peeling back the layers of a rocket booster after a fiery re-entry, full of heat, sparks, and unexpected revelations. While the piece celebrates SpaceX's Starship as a beacon of innovation, it also unwittingly steps into a minefield of debates that have roiled the aerospace community, especially in 2025, amid mounting delays and high-stakes failures. These contentious elements aren't just footnotes. They're the fuel for heated discussions on social media, in congressional hearings, and among industry insiders. Let's unpack the most provocative points, from exploration priorities to the harsh realities of technical setbacks, and explore why they ignite such fierce arguments. At the heart of the controversy is Elon Musk's laser-focused vision on Mars colonization, which the content portrays as a noble quest for securing the future of human consciousness. But is this bold ambition a groundbreaking leap or a reckless distraction? Critics, including former NASA Administrator Bill Nelson, argue that Musk is putting the cart before the horse, or rather, the red planet before the moon. Nelson's quip, "You can't have Mars without the moon," echoes a broader sentiment that lunar missions should precede Martian ones, providing essential data from programs like Artemis. This debate isn't abstract. It's tied to real-world implications. In 2025, NASA's safety panel warned that Starship's lunar lander could face years of delays due to unresolved issues like cryogenic propellant transfer in orbit, a critical step for refueling before heading to the moon or beyond. Imagine the stakes. Without mastering this, Musk's dream of transporting 100,000 people and 1 million tons of cargo to Mars could crumble. Yet, the content glosses over these risks, presenting Musk's confidence as unassailable, which rubs skeptics the wrong way. Why rush to Mars when the moon offers a safer testing ground for technologies like resource extraction and habitat building? This prioritization clash has even led to whispers of NASA potentially revoking SpaceX's lunar lander contract, as acting administrator Sean Duffy hinted in October 2025, opening the door for competitors like Blue Origin. It's a controversy that pits visionary entrepreneurship against methodical government-backed science, leaving readers to wonder, is Musk a pioneer or a gambler with humanity's space future? Another flashpoint is the content's optimistic spin on Starship's failures, framing explosions and crashes as valuable learning experiences. Sure, the piece cheekily calls out SpaceX for cutting videos before the boom, but it downplays the mounting toll of these setbacks in 2025. SpaceX started the year with Falcon records. By September 2025, after 10 flights marked by successes and misfortunes, critics were questioning if Starship would ever achieve full reusability without exploding mid-mission. One Raptor engine failure during Flight 8, for instance, highlighted hardware vulnerabilities that could doom crewed missions. Detractors on platforms like Medium and YouTube have gone further, declaring Starship will simply never work due to its complexity and cost overruns. Think about it. With thrust jumping to 280 tons per engine in V3, the risks amplify. More power means more potential for catastrophic failures. This controversy extends to environmental and safety concerns, especially with SpaceX's expansion plans at Kennedy Space Center. In August 2025, FAA hearings revealed community outrage over beach closures, noise pollution, and wildlife impacts from Starship launches. Residents in Brevard County, Florida, voiced fears of safety hazards, arguing that the rocket's aggressive testing schedule prioritizes speed over caution. The content touches on reusability as a holy grail, but it sidesteps these real-world repercussions, like the 8-month delay in 2025 testing that frustrated stakeholders. Is glorifying failures as progress innovative storytelling, or does it mask the human and ecological costs of trial and error at this scale? The inclusion of Tom Mueller and Impulse Space adds another layer of intrigue, but it stirs controversy by subtly contrasting Musk's Mars obsession with a more pragmatic moon-first strategy. Mueller, SpaceX's original propulsion wizard, left in 2021 to found Impulse, focusing on lunar cargo delivery with tech like the Helios kickstage and a new lander avoiding in-space refueling. The content praises this as complementary, but it highlights a rift. Why is a SpaceX alum betting big on the moon while Musk barrels toward Mars? Critics see this as evidence that Musk's timelines, aiming for 2028 lunar and 2030 Martian missions, are overly ambitious, especially with Starship's 2025 pricing at $100 million per metric ton, raising eyebrows for affordability. Mueller's approach, promising 6 tons of lunar cargo annually by 2028 at competitive prices, feels more grounded, fueling debates on whether private space ventures should chase headlines or build sustainable infrastructure. This juxtaposition in the content sparks questions about loyalty and innovation. Did Mueller's departure signal internal doubts about Starship's viability? Moreover, the piece's casual tone, while engaging, can come across as dismissive of these debates, treating explosions like entertaining Easter eggs rather than multi-million-dollar mishaps. In a year where Starship's glitches delayed NASA's Artemis goals, this optimism borders on controversy, alienating those who demand transparency. Picture the irony. A rocket meant to make space routine is mired in regulatory hurdles and public skepticism. Ultimately, these controversial points make the content a lightning rod, challenging readers to grapple with the ethics of ambition in space exploration. They reveal the tension between dreams and reality, innovation and risk, forcing us to ask, can Starship truly deliver on its promises, or is it a spectacular sideshow in humanity's cosmic journey? Imagine the roar of 33 Raptor engines igniting the Texas sky, flames clawing at the heavens as Starship Flight 11 hurtles upward, a colossus defying gravity, only to plunge back in a blaze of calculated chaos. This isn't just a test flight. It's the spark of a revolution, or the harbinger of hubris. As we stand on the precipice of 2025's closing act, with SpaceX retiring its version 2 booster in a flawless finale on October 13th, the content we've dissected pulses with the raw energy of a space race reborn. But beyond the strengths of technical wizardry and the controversies of explosive risks lies the ultimate reckoning. Will Starship propel humanity to the stars, or will the flames of ambition consume it all? Picture this: Elon Musk, the unyielding visionary, staring down doubters as Starship V3 looms on the horizon, taller, fiercer, with engines thrusting 280 tons each, grid fins morphed into a T-shaped arsenal, and fuel tanks swollen for the marathon to Mars. The content captures this epic pivot where hidden Easter eggs in Flight 11's data, those daring 5-engine burns and hovering feats, aren't mere footnotes. They're battle scars, forging the future. Yet, as NASA frets over delays that could hand the moon to China, the drama intensifies. Former officials warn in Scientific American that America's bet on Starship might shatter our lunar dreams, with Beijing's Chang'e program closing in like a shadow on the regolith. Musk's mantra of self-sustaining Mars colonies, demanding 100,000 souls and 1 million tons of cargo, clashes against the cold vacuum of reality. Cryogenic refueling glitches, regulatory snarls from the FAA, and environmental backlash in Florida's coastal communities. One misstep, one Raptor failure mid-orbit, and the dream explodes, not in spectacle, but in shattered timelines. Enter the underdogs, like Tom Mueller's Impulse Space, thrusting into the fray with Helios and lunar landers promising 3-ton deliveries by 2028. Sans refueling headaches. This isn't collaboration. It's a cosmic duel, where Mueller's moon-first pragmatism challenges Musk's Mars or bust zeal. The content's balanced nod to Bill Nelson's Moon Before Mars creed amplifies the tension. Artemis hangs in the balance, its research the unsung hero that could unlock Martian survival. But as Starship's 11th flight ends version 2 with 6 successes out of 11 launches, the stakes skyrocket. Explosions? Valuable, yes, but each boom echoes the ghosts of Challenger, reminding us that space is no playground. In 2025's heated hearings, locals decry beach closures and wildlife threats, while critics on YouTube scream, Starship will never work. Yet SpaceX counters with ingenious moon landing solutions, shocking NASA and Blue Origin alike, as revealed in recent YouTube breakdowns. This reckoning isn't doom, it's drama at its pinnacle. The content's witty jabs at censored splashdowns mask a deeper truth. Failures fuel the fire. With V3's simplified designs slashing risks and boosting reliability, SpaceX squeezes data from every descent, turning turmoil into triumph. As payloads plummet to $100 million per ton, the space economy ignites. Infrastructure blooms, resources flow, costs crater. But heed the warning. If supply ships falter, Mars withers. In this interstellar theater, strengths shine like supernovas, controversies rage like solar flares. And the future? It's a powder keg waiting for ignition. Will we colonize the red dust, or watch dreams dissipate into the void? The stars await our verdict, bold, unyielding, eternal.